hello. If you're returning, welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hi, you can call me Totes. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I have a lot of hobbies. A lot. From goat farming to soap making to gaming, especially a lot of Sims, and I am really excited to share with you today what is maybe not necessarily a real speed build, but is my favorite, which is a sped up version of me building on Twitch live over several days, several streams, but me getting to narrate to you all of the intricacies of it as we go. And I will say very much that this build holds a very special place in my heart. My daughter, who is right now 4 years old, got to do her first ever Sims build and build the shell for my shell challenge. I was trying to figure out what to do to, you know, make it work, and I'm pretty proud with what we ended up with. But let's check it out. So very quickly, you can see this is a super long, strange shape. She wanted it in Sulani because she loved the rainbows. And you know, when you're little and you're learning how to use a mouse for the first time, you just kind of go far. I decided, you know, this shape reminds me of every little tiny motel I've ever seen at the beach. So like in the Pacific Northwest, it tends to be like Ocean Shores, Long Beach, Washington, those sorts of places. I wanted to try and give it that feel. We started with the, you know, breakfast area, so you could come in and get your, you know, continental breakfast. So it's maybe not the best, but waffles and eggs that have been sitting there for who knows how long and all of those things. And so I really wanted to like try and make it feel the same way that I have felt walking into those spaces. And it took a while to find the right kind of shape for where to put everything, but as you can see, like, we're moving fast. I put in a little gender neutral bathroom, so that way if you're down in the lobby area, there's a restroom for you to go into to use while you're getting, you know, your coffee and all of that. And we use some of those items to make a little like fridge area for, you know, like the yogurts and the butter and all of those things. When are we gonna get a waffle maker in The Sims though? Like seriously, please, I need a waffle maker. It is absolutely necessary. I need it for my life. And I'm very upset that I do not have one in my Sim. We did like pastries. We sized things down a little bit to try and give it, you know, that homey, but also like, ooh, very easy to clean up kind of spot feel. And we've got our entrance starting now, and I'm not totally sure how I want to do it, but I just wanted to kind of like fill in this weird little gap that my daughter had made with, you know, like a nice little backdrop from the Blooming Rooms kit, and just so that way you could walk in and there would immediately be front desk and then some of like the utility things, filing cabinet, all of that stuff, like the kinds of things you might see sort of hidden behind the front desk of one of these kinds of motels. We also put in a little like closet, cleanup, dishwashing area, so that way staff would be able to have a space to, you know, get that stuff done. I screamed about curtains a lot during this entire build because that is, you know, the way of things. Is if you're not yelling about curtains in The Sims, then what are you doing? This is my favorite part, is this tiny little storage closet for a washer and dryer. So that way, you know, staff could clean the linens. And I had one of my mods in our chat say, there's no way that's going to be functional. There's no way, it's too small of a space. It's not going to work. But you know what? We tested it. We play tested everything, and might be surprised. They were. I wasn't. I was very confident the entire time, but I was still really proud of being able to like create some of these little spaces and add a little bit of clutter and make them feel real. And I even added a vacuum, which was maybe a mistake. I think that sometimes I like the idea of adding vacuums and then I am immediately in full regret about it. But I think we finally got the front desk area a little bit done, and then we still had lots of other little cluttery things to add in here and there. I don't know about you, but I always like the idea of having like little gym areas in motels. I don't know if I ever really use them, but I like the idea of them existing. And it's something that they always tend to like say is a really good thing. I wanted to try and get in like fitness center, business center, because you know that means that your room rates get to go up a little bit. Our little family that my daughter created can make some money at their inn. Also, when do we get to actually like run hotels and Airbnbs as a, you know, get to work style thing? I know that get to work is totally broken, and so is dine out, but I have hopes and dreams for my Sims, and they often include being able to run a nail salon, run a hotel, and actually also run a restaurant in a way that works. You know, we take what we can get, I guess, these days. But I am very excited about, like, this little business center was giving all of us who've ever had to go on a business trip like the most maybe just sad flashbacks to like going down to a little business center to print something for a meeting or things like that. And I really wanted to try and get it so it had like at least windows into the fitness area. And I was trying to find other things to put in there, but like there's no printers in The Sims, there's no copy machines, there's not a lot in terms of like office decor, which I thought was interesting. The more I thought about it, like, okay, well, what can I put in there that would kind of make sense? And it ended up just feeling about as sad as you could expect, a tiny little business center. But we ended up using like the research lab or computer as well as like a regular computer to try and like give it a little something, and mainly just using a lot of those like very motel cliche paintings throughout the entire build. Really, it's everywhere, and I'm here for it. Mostly, my favorite thing about this is I finally, like this week, have installed the tool mod into my game, so I no longer have to like just hope that by pressing the 9 and the 0 my items are going to end up not floating above tables and things when I want to place them. But you know, sometimes you just have to get a mod for it, and I finally have given up, and I'm doing that now. The next time I build something like this, I'll actually be able to use the tool mod, and it won't torture me maybe as much. Maybe we'll see. But yes, so the bottom floor is done, and we're trying to start work on getting the top floor. So my vision was that we'd have a top floor of like rooms, and then bottom floor would be sort of like, you know, check-in amenities, that kind of thing. And you don't need a pool because you have the whole beach right there. Trying to figure out how to do this on a Sulani lot was torture, because you can't change the terrain at all in Sulani because it's a beach lot. We ended up with foundations that were causing problems. I couldn't add a patio on the bottom floor, which is what I really wanted. So we just ended up adding our stairs and then going into doing some details and like trying to make the roof look not terrible. And as you can see, it goes very fast. We added all the doors and we started adding in bathrooms for all of the rooms, so that way, you know, they have their own bathrooms because that's important. And most of the rooms themselves end up being pretty identical, but I did try to have like you know, master suite kind of room, like a king size bed kind of room, and then like queen and full and that kind of thing, just to give it a feel of little, I mean, I suppose it could be an Airbnb, but my imagination really was going to, like, as you can see, like most of the beds are all the same except for the one bed in the big room, and they all have at least a toilet and a shower. Some of them have tubs, some of them don't. And I also use the big closet storage as a way to try and, like, because when you walk into any of these kinds of motel rooms, there's always a closet right at that front door, or, you know, in theory, maybe like a safe, or I don't know. I don't really know. But what I do know is I really wanted to make sure that I could fill up that space with something that made sense. And rather than like building a full closet and adding all the stuff from like Dream Home Decorator or anything like that, I thought we could use those. And I did learn when I was touring it later that there are actually, like, if you know, are in live mode and you go into tab to like look around, you look inside those, there are closet items. There's shoes and like stuff hanging, which I had no idea, honestly. Again, I was screaming at curtains for quite a while, trying to get all these curtains in the way I wanted. We added all of the very cliche, like you would find now probably at Goodwill, paintings that match in all the rooms, and they all get their own little TVs, and trying to just like give the rooms a feel of like, this isn't technically a Motel 8, it's a little bit like better than that, but it is still, you know, an inexpensive option for your family vacation. And I did really enjoy working on the master bedroom as well, and like finding all the ways that we could actually put all of these different little things to make it feel real. And I was really proud of how everything kind of just fit together. And it took a lot of like just small movements and things. And like I said, you know, I've fast forwarded this obviously quite a bit because I am not a speed builder. I am a very slow builder. I spend forever in build by just looking for the right items and then like forgetting which items I wanted to use and having to go back and look again for those items. And so being able to have all of this and then speed it up for you, like, trust me, I am very grateful for the folks who hang out with me and keep me company over at twitch.tv/Totesmg, because honestly, I am a slow builder, and I need a lot of assistance in trying to figure out how to make things function in ways that actually make sense. We made sure to add towels to the bathrooms, and we also like just added all of these little like tiny bits and things, but every single bathroom needed a towel, and every single one needed me to do the 9 and 0 to make it go up onto the shelf, because they didn't want to just sit on the shelf for some reason. Why, I don't totally know. I will say on playtesting, adding the washing and drying machine was maybe a mistake, because within, I don't know, maybe like 45 minutes of me like technically doing gameplay, but I was like having one sim kind of go into all the rooms, making sure that she could use all of the things. The other sims had changed their outfits 100 times, and so there was just dirty laundry everywhere. Fitness center filled with dirty laundry, and bedrooms all filled with dirty laundry, just dirty laundry everywhere. That was maybe a mistake, but in hindsight, hopefully if we ever did have the ability to like run a hotel or an Airbnb or a motel or something in The Sims, we would be able to hire staff to help pick up all the dirty laundry everywhere. I don't know. But it was a lot to keep up with, particularly one of our Sims just kept going from sleeping in a bed to working out to jumping in the pool. And so most of the dirty laundry was his. So now you can see I'm adding in all of the flooring and trying to like make stuff look connected, but also separate. And one of the things I realized I've learned while building live on Twitch is that not everybody does it this way. I add in all the furniture before I add in the carpeting or the flooring and the painting on the walls and stuff, because I need to see how the furniture is going to look first before adding in what the flooring and stuff looks like. And I guess that's not normal. I guess most people do it the other way. And I don't know, what do you do? Do you add your flooring first? Do you add your painting first? Or do you just go full bore and start adding in furniture? Because I did not realize that that was not something everybody just did. We were able to do some terrain painting to make things look kind of nice in the front. It took me a while. Again, this was mostly because I was mad that I couldn't put tiles down on the outside, and I couldn't like change the landscape in a way that I would have liked to. And I guess I get it because of all of the stuff they needed to do to make Sulani work, to make the beaches be functional and all of that, but it was still just frustrating. And so even though you do have this sort of cement ground in the front, if they walk through it, you get the sand prints, which are, I mean, maybe that's realistic. I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. For me, it was just annoying more than anything. Here we're going through and doing all the little finishing touches, adding more paintings, doing some of the terrain outside, all of that, just to like give it that final touch to help it to feel a little bit more finished. And as I speed very quickly through all of these things, I realized, oh my gosh, we have nothing for the beach outside. If we want people to use the beach, we should put some things out there. So I just wanted it to be very simple, you know, no lifeguard or anything, but here, have some, you know, fish in the water and a little tiny like outdoor, what do you call those? Like a little dock for jumping, like a swim dock. And I thought that was kind of a nice way to include the beach as part of the amenities. And we did test putting the diving board on top of the dock, and it does work. So that made me very happy. I miss like regular diving boards in The Sims. I guess I didn't realize that those don't exist anymore. But either way, we made our oceanfront motel. It is on the gallery. You can find it at Totesmg. And if you want it in your game, I recommend putting it on the same exact lot that mine is on, because trying to place it in other places is, well, probably a mistake. Honestly, it was very interesting because not only did my daughter make this shell, but we used this as a shell challenge for our Twitch community. I learned, one, that I had to make a file of it that was not on Sulani because not everybody had island lib. And then the second thing we learned is that if you were to say, take the shell, the original shell, and put it in, I don't know, like Windenburg, like on a lot the same size as this lot, because the lots in Sulani are very large. This was the lot my daughter chose. It's a big lot. It's a long, long building. And so I was doing shell tours, and I think I can link that somewhere. I think I uploaded the VOD over to our VOD channel, but I was doing shell tours and I literally placed somebody's build that they had worked on, I don't know, maybe in Oasis Springs or something, and I placed it here on the lot in Sulani because that's where I was working, and literally half of the lot was underwater. And that was probably a mistake. But either way, I had so much fun working on this build. My daughter was so proud to see what it turned into, and she's very excited to do more in The Sims, so that brought me a lot of joy, trying to instill her with a love for The Sims as well. But also, I've never really done a build like this. I've never really done like a motel hotel kind of thing because, well, we don't have hotels in The Sims yet. Hopefully, maybe. I have a lot of hopes for Sims. I don't know if you do too, but if there were to be a game pack that were to come out that would not be broken, like Wedding Stories, I would love, love, love for a hotel game pack or some kind of like tourism pack maybe, so that way we could do more in terms of the vacations and stuff, because right now I just don't really use that, and I would love to be able to like turn some of the vacation worlds into something that I regularly played with, because some of them are so nice and it's just disappointing that we don't get to use those. I don't know, what do you think? What is your general build style? Do you usually just build residential? Do you do commercial? Do you build stuff that you can use right now in the game in terms of, you know, restaurants or cafes? Or are you like me, building for what might hopefully someday happen? And if that's the case, I want to hear, what are you hoping for? What kind of packs would you like to come out that would actually work? I know I keep saying that, but I'm still so heartbroken about Wedding Stories that I just can't even think about it. Let me know, and if you liked this video, if you want to see more content from me on Sims or any of the other hobbies or fun things that we do, or if you just want to listen to me babble talk about random stuff that I like, I don't know, subscribe maybe? I guess. All my socials will be there. Most of them are Totesmg. I think the only one that isn't just a plain old Totesmg is our Instagram, which is totes_mgoat, but I don't post there as much as I should. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope that you have a wonderful time. I hope that you're doing something that you absolutely love, that's bringing you life and some joy right now. Maybe that's building in The Sims, maybe it's playing, maybe it's just getting outside and standing in the rain and letting that wash over you. Whatever it might be, I hope that you're taking care of yourself, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye!